Hey everyone, welcome back to another 31 minute solo podcast. I wasn't planning on doing a podcast at all today, but I just recorded a video and I said to Jack, I sort of feel like doing a solo podcast because they're short, share a topic, and you've got to go with the impulse. It's the most important thing you can do in life. So when you feel that impulse and it feels real and there and ready, go with it. Provided it's a good thing. You know, there's a difference between good impulse and not good impulse. I'm not saying go to the pub and go get drunk just because you feel the impulse to have a beer. I'm saying when you feel the impulse from heaven to say, this is a topic you got to do and this is the next step for your success path, that's what you need to focus on, and you must execute those things. Otherwise you miss them and you forget what they are. Let's talk about frequency, vibration, law of attraction, problem, solution. So when you're going through things, you've created that problem. And this is running off what Jordan's been going through the last few days. He's been really overwhelmed. Things haven't been flowing to him. He's been getting opportunities come to him and then they almost fall apart at the end. And I want to talk through what that actually is. It's part of the topic. So when you look at life through energy and frequency, you see things completely different. Because everything is a match to your energy setting, so your frequency. And your frequency matches an emotion. So your emotion is sending out, like a radiating out, the frequency that matches it. So when you're feeling excited, if you could see it, the frequency zone would be a really high-pitched, beautiful, like, I don't know how to do it, like a great feeling, high frequency vibration. But when you're worried or anxious, desperate, fearful, that has also an energy to it. So your body is telling you via your emotions what frequency you're transmitting. That's sort of how it works. Pretty simple. Like, it's pretty simple once you start to read it and feel it. The great thing about it is you can change it at any point, and it's what you focus on. So you think about something, you focus on something, it creates, a thought, energy momentum. Your energy momentum creates an emotion. Your emotion creates a frequency. The frequency goes out to the universe, and over a period of time, the universe will send back like vibrations. And when I say a period of time, you've got to have a little bit of energy momentum. You don't just get excited, then all of a sudden money starts falling from the sky or your brand new car pops up in your driveway. There's a time buffer with this thing, and you've got to hold that frequency for as long as you can. And as you get better and better and better at it, you get more used to the higher frequencies. So that's how important practice is. It's no different than going to the gym. It's an energy gym. So you want to practice the exercises to help you stay in that high feeling state as long as you can. And when you pop out, you're going to be there. Like, there's a little story I'm going to tell you for 2 seconds that happened 2 days ago. I yelled at Jackson. Because he forgot that many things in a row, and he changed the tire of my car. Very thankful for that, by the way. He changed the tire of my car and he put the old tire that was down back underneath the car. And I said to Jackson, what am I going to do with the flat tire? I don't know. And anyway, father and son relationship, you have a little bit more closer energy sometimes. And I could feel myself escalating a little bit because he left Trevor's jack in the car and this and that. Anyway, usual young boy things. I've probably done a million times worse than that. It's really not that bad, Jack. I think I was just in a bit of a mood. But what happened, I was feeling great in the morning routine. Then I started to focus on what wasn't right. Instead of focusing on how thankful I am that Jackson actually changed my tire for me and put his day out and fixed mine and I focused on what wasn't right. And then I gave all that the attention. And then the rest of the day literally went downhill from there. By the time I got home in the afternoon, I had no energy. I felt like I was sick. I wasn't, but I felt like I was sick. I just didn't. I felt battered around. And that's because I couldn't get a hold of the momentum again. I couldn't slow it. And then I had to just, over time, like that night, eat. I think I had a sauna, and then I went to bed early. Like, I went to bed at like 7 o'clock at night. Like, I just had to get to bed. And then when you go to bed, it's a reset. Best thing ever. So your energy actually stops when you go to sleep. You reset your energy and get a brand new choice the next day to start it again. So I'm sorry about that, Jack.
It's all right.
But what that does, it doesn't affect the person's day. Well, it probably does a bit, but it affects your own. So your own energy management is the number one thing. But the thing I took out of that is don't react. Don't react. There's always a benefit in everything. And Jackson might have held me up a little bit that day, and I might have missed running over a rabbit and things like this. You just don't know. But when you're in the good feeling zone, when everything happens, it's always for your good. So when you're going through something, the vibration of the problem is totally different than the vibration of the solution. It's an Esther Hicks tip. So when you've created it for a start. That's what you need to understand first. Whatever you're going through, you've created every part of it. You've attracted it into your life based on your vibrational frequency, thought momentum, energy momentum, frequency output, being there for a while, on and off, on and off, on and off, and then manifestations come. So when things happen, you've got to accept them as you created this thing. You created this circumstance and be okay with it. But if there's issues that pop up, and there's thousands of them in your life, you have to practice starting to feel what it's like for the result that you want. You can't do it straight away because the gap is so big. The vibration of the problem and the vibration of the solution is so big. It's opposite ends of the scales, but you can gradually do it. So instead of me reacting at Jackson, I could have gone, you know what, he didn't think, that's all right. I'll just tell him rather than half yell at him, make him feel terrible. I'll just tell him that, hey, Jack, let's just sort the tyre out later. It probably would have been best if we just chucked it in you, take it to Bob Jane, but that's cool, no problem at all. Everything happens for a reason. No issue. Let's get it sorted. When suits you, we'll get it off the car. That would have been a way better thing. And my muscle would have been stronger from that. But when you're going through something, it's really difficult because it's like raw and real, and you've created it, and it's there and it's happening. So you've just got to slowly start to move away from it. And that could be as little as, I'm just not going to do anything about it right now. And that's happened a few times. And with Jordan the other day, similar, I said, Jordan, just don't do anything about it. Just leave it. Because the owner was feeling this way, he was feeling this way, the buyer was happening here. You just couldn't do anything with it. And the more energy that you give it and try and manufacture it and push it into place, either it's going to be not the outcome that you want, or it's going to get worse. It's just going to keep building on itself. So take the foot off. Maybe just leave it for now. Don't engage with it, and either go do something completely different, go train or go for a walk or just go home or whatever you can do, or focus on making a call that you know is going to be a little better or something like that. Eat something, and then let it come back into your world in a slightly different energy way. So 9 times out of 10, if you just leave it and let it go into the next day and don't do much about it, 9 times out of 10, they'll call you in a different zone themselves. So they've also got to find their steady footing. So these days, I quite often don't engage in things that are just, like a cart running down the hill with death wobbles. I just quite often don't do much about it. I just park it and just let it all settle down. And you'll feel when it settles down. So it's either going to remove itself out of your world or come back in a better way where the solution will be much closer. So if you want the solution of something, you've got to feel your way there first. So energy first, results second. That's why when you work, and Jordan said to me the other day, isn't there a certain amount of results that come from just hard work? Yes, absolutely there is. Absolutely. But when your energy is in a good place and then you work hard, you've almost got unlimited energy. Like I get to the night times now, I've got so much energy, I almost don't want to go to sleep. But when you're pushing so hard in a different vibrational state, so one that's sort of like of overwhelm, and you're pushing, you'll achieve limited results, some, nowhere near the results that you could. and you will at some point burn out. You'll just want to run away from the world and not engage with people and feel just completely spent. That's the difference. There's a great saying that says, a breakdown comes just before a breakthrough. That's great. That's an awesome example of your energy has gone to a point where you give up. And once you give up and let go, things will start to move around you, almost free it up, and they'll start to move into your world. And then once you let that thing go and you feel different about it, and it's like, oh, I can't do anymore, I've just had a breakdown, then that's why people, when they lose everything, they come back twice as strong, because they know what the energy is like to get there, but they've also learnt how to do it, and then how to do it better, and then stay more vibrationally aligned. Everything that you want is a vibrational position first. Everything, nothing else. And it's all about how you feel. You only want that thing because you'll feel better. That's all. You'll just feel better when you get it. Yes, I got it. Woo! Yes! Yes, Jack, we did it. Woo! That's all you're looking for. And that's why you're doing it. But if you feel like that first, you're going to attract that thing plus a whole lot more things, because you're in that steady vibrational state of excitement, of appreciation, of passion, of eagerness, of pumpedness. I'm just keen as keen as keen. Imagine you were like that all the time. Imagine what would flow to you. You wouldn't have any breakdowns, because you'd just be getting better and better and better. And I believe this life is for us to get better all the time. All the time. Your results don't need to go backwards. They can keep going forwards. That's why I have a morning routine, and I have this bubble around me that I just feel the energy every morning of all these little things that I love doing before everybody is up. And by the time 7:30 comes, which is now, I'm pumping out of my skin. I'm bursting out of my bubble's so full. I feel like just going, yeah! I don't really care about the stuff that's coming to me. Sure, I want the results, but I'm more chasing the feeling now. And if you do that, you'll have less problems, more solutions. You'll have more wins, less losses. You'll have more awesomeness and less whatever you want to call it. That's how life can be, and there's no reason it can't be. There's one common denominator. It's you. So if life is real bumpy right now, there's a solution, but it's not where you're sitting. You have to slowly move yourself towards the feeling that you want, and you watch what happens. Everything will loosen up, and all of a sudden, things will start marching into your life because you don't give a crap anymore. You've let the thing go. I'm not going to wrestle this thing anymore. I'm just not going to be in that vibrational thing anymore, that flow of just like, I'm just not happy here. I don't like it here. I'm just going to go do stuff that I really like and enjoy and make myself feel great and eat really well and hang around people I really like and do all the things that make me feel good constantly. And even when I'm at work, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to make a decision that I'm going to be the best that I can, and I'm going to feel the best that I can. I'm going to do the best that I can, and I'm going to make everyone say wow. And then you watch what happens. Your life will become such a wow. Everyone around you will look at you and say, what the hell did you do? You're on a roll. You're killing it. No, I'm not killing it. I'm just in a vibrational flow. That's all.